Okay, so hopefully you are done coloring your spheres. I know I kept calling them circles, but they're spheres because they look 3D. Now we're gonna do the background, and in the background is where we're gonna have another grid. So this will be probably like the third grid we've made or done this year. So y'all should be grid experts by the end of this. Okay, our grid for the outside, we're gonna do another 1-inch grid. So the same as you did for that watercolor grid. So mark it every inch. Depending on the size of your paper, you might have fewer or more squares. All right, so I did it along that whole side. Now I'm gonna flip it around and do the same thing on this side. So every inch, make sure it's lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's for the long side. Let me get to the short side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on the other side, you have to have all 4 sides marked. And we're marking them at 1 inch for this in order to have a nice grid. Okay, after you have them all, like so, like I've done, we're going to connect them, but we're gonna make sure that when we get to these, we go behind it. So I'm gonna start with this one and this one. Here we go on this one. And make sure you stop where you get to that circle and start on the other end. Now just a little pro tip. What I like to do when I am doing like measuring and drawing a line, I like to put my pencil or pen, whatever I'm using, down on top of that dot I've marked and then line up my ruler. That way I know that I'm right on it. And you'll notice me do that whenever I measure. Make sure you do not draw on top of your spheres because the illusion, the optical illusion, will be ruined. You're gonna flatten those out. We want them to look 3D. All right, now we know, and I made a little mistake right here, so I'm just gonna erase that. I'm gonna turn it, and we're gonna go the other way. Oh no, I did exactly what I'm saying not to. All right, well, I'm gonna use my eraser as best as I can to go over that. Looks like it's coming out pretty good. So hopefully, if you accidentally do that, you can do that. So that worked out well. I was able to erase it. So if you go over it, just try to erase it. And try not to make that mistake like I did again. All right, I'm right here. I'm gonna line these up. There we go. So mistakes happen. Sometimes we call them happy accidents. I don't know if that would really work for op art since you gotta be very precise, but some mistakes end up being actually quite good. one more. All right. Okay, so now that we have our grid, we're going to color in the background, very similar to how we did these right here. So before you actually color it, you're just gonna go through and mark every other square. Make it checkered, so if there's a square here, then it'll be blank. So do that all the way throughout the whole thing. Then you can go back with your second color and do the blank ones if you want. After you get them all marked, so you know where you're gonna do it, go in and color the background in. And after you do that, we just have one more step to help add to this illusion, optical illusion, of this looking like it's a 3D object, even though it's only 2D. So there's one more video for you to watch when you're done coloring the whole background. All right, let's get to it.